welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking you through some new cruelty-free makeup that I have discovered. So going cruelty-free with my skincare and makeup is something that I have been looking into, and it's something that I'm trying to do now. So yeah, you will have previously seen my skincare video, and now I'm going to be going through some of the products that I have discovered in like the drugstore, that kind of thing. I have used these products before because I've had them about a month now, and yeah, I'm just excited to share them with you guys and be more thoughtful in the products I'm buying rather than just buying products. You will find that quite a lot of brands that you would think are cruelty-free aren't, because they sell in China, and if they sell in China, they have to be tested on animals if they're sold in China. I just think if a brand is known all around the world, why do they have to sell in China and then test on animals? So brands like Maybelline, Garnier, Rimmel, they all test on animals because they sell in China. So I've discovered some brands which don't test on animals, and if I am incorrect, please let me know down below, because I obviously don't want to be giving information out. I don't know a ton about it. As I said, I've done a little bit of research and I found a few brands, and yeah, if I am incorrect, please just let me know and I can change it for next time. I just thought I would start off with what I do first, which is my eyebrows. So NYX is a brand where you don't have to test on animals. So this is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I have it in the shade Taupe. So as you can see on my eyebrows, it is a pretty good match. When it first goes on, I think it does look a little bit ginger, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, but as it kind of settles, I think it is quite a good colour match. It is maybe a little bit more ginger than my actual hair colour, but you do find that with a lot of like blonde products because it's just hard to get the right colour. But I really like this product because it's got a spoolie and it has got a twist up end. However, I've probably used this about 7 times and that's what I have left. So I will say it does go down really quickly. It's not super expensive, but that is something I'm kind of a bit like, it has gone down very quickly. So the next thing I would do is I would outline my eyebrows with concealer. So Barry M is actually, oh my god, I'm dropping everything. So Barry M is actually a cruelty-free brand. This product is actually vegan and cruelty-free. I don't know if all Barry M products are. So this is the All Night Long Full Coverage Concealer. I have this in the shade 2 Oatmeal. This is a pretty good match for me. Some of the lighter colours I would say are a little bit more pink. Well, I think there's one lighter colour. And then a brand which I'm sure everyone knows and loves is Revolution. These are actually cruelty-free. I just have, which I've used in hundreds of videos, the Revolution Ultra Contour Palette, and I just used these 2 shades here to just mattify my eyes, and that's just something really useful to do, and I just find it helps to stop creasing from the concealer on my eyelids throughout the day. And yeah, really good product, really love that. So for foundation, I did actually pick up 2. The first one is the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Foundation, which has an SPF of 30, and I got this in the shade F1. I have always struggled with the Revolution foundations and concealers. I just don't think they have the right shade for me. This is very pink, and the next shade up is a bit too dark, and the shade below is just too light, so I just can't find the right tint. However, for some people this will be really good. This is a very weird kind of packaging. It is like a squirty bottle, but it's like a tube. But it did feel nice to put on, but it was just a little bit too pink for me. But obviously for other people it could be perfect. And then the next foundation that I have is by The Ordinary. This is The Ordinary Coverage Foundation in the shade 1.1N Fair Neutral. So this has an SPF of 15 in it, and this is the one that I have on now. I really like this one. I feel like it's a very similar colour to the Revlon Colour Stay, which I usually use. So this is really nice to have found a similar colour, because the Revlon Colour Stay is one I've used for years and I love. So I'm glad I have this. It's slightly a bit light for me at the moment because I have a very slight tan. You can't tell anymore really, but I am just a little bit darker than I usually am. But I love this foundation. It's quite a thin consistency for a high coverage foundation. It says full coverage, but I would say it's more of like a medium coverage. But it is buildable, so that's okay. Then next up I have another concealer. This is the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer in the shade Pale. I really like this. This is quite similar to the Maybelline, the one with the sponge. yeah, I think this colour is really perfect for me. It is a very neutral shade. You just squeeze it a little bit and it's on a sponge, and then you just pop it under your eyes or wherever you want to do it. I like this concealer for under my eyes, nowhere else really, because I just think it's a little bit too light, but I like it to be ever so slightly lighter under my eyes, so that's why I like this one. Yeah. I haven't had any issues with this. I think this is one of my favourite products I've discovered. Next up, this is something I have included in another video, so it's not a new thing I've bought, but it is relatively new. Morphe are also cruelty free, which is really good to know because I really enjoy their eyeshadows. This is the Morphe X Maddie Ziegler, the blusher in Peach Out. It has cracked in the middle, which is a shame, but the product still works perfectly well. It's just a little cream blush. I didn't put much on today. Other days I would put on more, but it's getting a little bit colder now and I feel like I don't need quite as peachy of a blush. But yes, really like this, and I'm glad to know that Morphe are cruelty free. Next up, I wanted to get a powder and I couldn't find a lot. I've really struggled with powders in general. So I would usually use the Maybelline The Matte Maker, which I love and I have used a lot. But I couldn't really find many setting powders that were a good price, so in the end I decided to go for a loose powder because I felt, even though it's a bit more expensive, it's going to last me a little bit longer because it's got more product in. So this is by Beauty Bakery, which I've never used before, and I just got this in the shade Oat, or Translucent, so yeah, still getting used to this. It doesn't keep your face matte all day. In fact, it doesn't mattify that much, so if you are looking for a really matte base, this won't do that. It just kind of sets and covers. I have found if I've worn it all day, I have been a little bit shiny. It hasn't managed to stay, but as I said, I'm still experimenting and trying to find the right products that work for me. But this was, I think, about £22, so I will keep using it because it's not that often that I wear a full face of makeup anymore, so it's not often that I'm wearing it all day. So obviously for then contouring, I used my Revolution Ultra Contour palette and the middle shade. I've used this for a very long time, so to know that I don't have to find a new contour is very good because I've really struggled to find a good one, and this is one that I just really love and have repurchased multiple times. So yeah, really happy that I can still use this because it is a really good product. Not really much else to say about that. The next thing that I would do is take my bronzer. So I've actually had this bronzer before, years and years ago. This is the Wet n Wild bronzer in Ticket to Brazil. I bought this on holiday years ago in Bulgaria. And yeah, I really like this shade. It has got a slight shimmer, which kind of does pick up, but I really like it. It gives quite a natural glow, which is really nice because it is a slightly more glowy bronzer, but it's not got like chunks of glitter in like some bronzers do. So obviously this isn't quite the same as my Hoola bronzer. It is a different colour and it is a different sheen, but I think this is very nice for the summer in particular. It does give that really glowy look, which I like in the summer. It is coming into autumn, winter now, but I'll probably still continue a bit of a glowy look because that is what I prefer personally on myself. And then for my highlighter, I actually went with e.l.f. So e.l.f. is a brand that I've never really bought from before, but I actually wanted to get this highlight years and years ago, but I never did. This is the e.l.f. Moonlight Pearls, which is a baked highlighter. So when you swatch it, it doesn't like show up that much. Or does it? No, it literally doesn't really show up. But as you can see, it is like it's a glowing highlight. So yeah, really like this because when I swatched it I was like, oh, that's a bit disappointing. I've wanted this for ages. But as soon as I actually used it, I really like it, and I think it's a really nice natural colour. I don't usually like it to be too blinding, but I really like the shade of this because it's not too light. To set my makeup, I've got the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set, which is just literally just like a face setting spray. I really like this. I think as well as setting your makeup, if you have any bits that are looking a little bit cakey, it kind of just melts it all together so you don't have that, and I really liked that about this, so we'll definitely be continuing to use this. It's quite like a nice mist. If I just spray it, it's a very fine mist, which is really nice on your face. I'm pretty much nearly finished now, so the next thing I have is my mascara. This is the Barry M That's How I Roll, which is specially designed to lift and curl lashes, and I got it in the waterproof black. I always have to get a waterproof mascara because my eyelashes don't stay up, they just flop. Yeah, so this is vegan and cruelty free as well. I wouldn't say I prefer plastic applicators, but I don't mind them. This is really small bristles, As you can see, they're smallish on the top, but even smaller on the bottom, which personally I don't mind. I feel like it gives you more control in like separating the lashes, and it gives a more natural look. So if I was like going out in the evening, this maybe wouldn't be the mascara I would go for, because it does give quite natural lashes. But for an everyday look, perfectly happy with it. And I can also use the smaller parts of it on my bottom lashes, so I don't have to use 2 mascaras. So I really like that about this. It's also quite like a heavy mascara. It feels quite nice. It like locks in place a little bit. So yeah, I do really like the mascara. I wasn't sure I would, and I didn't really like it the first time I used it, but after using it like multiple times, I do like it. I also got, as a free gift, I got this e.l.f. lipstick in the shade Blushing Brown. I'm not really like a brown or even a lipstick person, but this is the shade, so it is quite dark. However, I used it today and I actually do really like it. I barely used it, I like tapped it on, but it feels really nice. So that is like a nice colour to be able to wear in like autumn winter time. And then again, I have the Morphe X Maddie Ziegler lip gloss in Peach Pucker, which I love this lip gloss a lot. I love the colour just wearing it by itself. I love the applicator. It feels really, really nice to use. So it's nice to have a lip gloss that I can still use that I already loved, and I didn't have to find a new one. So that is all of the cruelty-free makeup products that I have picked up. Obviously, I still have a few bits in my makeup collection that are cruelty-free, but there are just some things that I picked up myself because I thought I'm going to try and change what I'm using, and I just thought I'd show you some of the things I already have in my collection as well. I have a few eyeshadow palettes, and a few just like random bits and bobs, but quite a lot I was really surprised aren't cruelty free. If any of you are interested in that kind of thing, then I would do some research. I had a little Google search with my mum, and we like printed off a list of things. There were some things that came up saying that they weren't cruelty free, when in fact, if you research, they are. And then obviously the other way around, saying that they are cruelty free when actually they're not cruelty free. So yeah, I'm still learning about it and trying to figure it out, but I just thought, rather than spending my money on brands that are testing on animals, I would prefer to buy different products. It's not a hard thing to do. It's not putting me really at any more expense. It's maybe put me out a little bit because I've had to research, but you don't have to do that every time. Once you know the brands that are safe, you can use them. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different for me talking through the products rather than talking through my makeup, which is something I would usually do. I just did my most basic makeup that I could possibly think of and just showed you guys the products. But yeah, I'll see you all soon with another video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye! I can't breathe without your love.